Georgia is on the cutting edge. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Georgia, at least their state legislature, is way ahead of the game. Georgia state legislature is so completely done with addressing problems that do exist, they have moved on to preemptively addressing problems that do not exist. Namely, the government implanting microchips into people against their will. Even though no one is actually being involuntarily implanted with microchips by the government, the Georgia state legislature is working proactively to make sure that anyone who wants to do such a thing will know it wouldn't be okay in Georgia. Georgia's Microchip Consent Act of 2010 is sponsored by two state senators who are both named Chip. No, I'm not kidding. Chip Pearson of Dawsonville and Chip Rogers of Woodstock, both Republicans. So the two Chips microchip bill makes the implantation of a microchip into a human being against his or her will a misdemeanor. The legislation has already passed the state Senate, and just a few days ago, it was brought before a key committee in the state House. And that is where lawmakers heard about 6 minutes of testimony from a woman who, in the words of Atlanta Journal-Constitution columnist Jim Galloway, quote, began to lead the assembled lawmakers down a path they didn't want to take. The woman told them, actually, you know what, we debated sort of all day about how to tell this story, and I have to tell you, there are details in this story that I am not capable of saying out loud, even when nobody's watching, because I get all blushy and... So there's, I think, only one good way to tell this story in its entirety, by acting it out, using people who look and sound nothing like the real ones in a setting totally different from the one where it happened. So here, with a cut-down version of arguably the most awesome 6 minutes of Georgia House Judiciary Committee history, are the Rachel Maddow Show players, with a new episode of the Rachel Maddow Show State Legislature transcript-based reenactment theater.
Does anyone else wish to speak to the committee on this?
I'm a resident of DeKalb County, and I'm also one of the people in Georgia who has a microchip. And I've been talking to the different legislators and trying to get help in trying to outlaw the implants. Microchips, they infringe on issues that are fundamental to our very existence. Our rights to privacy, our rights to body integrity, the right to say no to foreign objects being put in our bodies. Specifically, the right to refuse microchips being put into our body by the government. The right to work without being tortured by co-workers who are activating these microchips by using their cell phones and other electronic devices. Microchips are just like little beepers, if you will. Imagine having a beeper in your rectum or in your genital area, in the most sensitive area of your body. And your beeper number is displayed on billboards throughout the city.
Ma'am, did you say you have a microchip?
Yes, I do. This microchip was put in my vaginal rectum area.
And you're saying this was involuntary?
Involuntary, yes. I'm in a U.S. appeals court right now. This case has been going on for the last 8 years.
Who implanted this in you?
I feel like mine is...
You don't know who did it?
Yes. I'm one of the federal government research with this microchip.
And who in the federal government implanted it?
This is the Department of Defense, and this is the court case that is coming before the U.S. Appeal Court.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rachel Maddow Show players. Okay, though, it's not over. Do you want to know what happened after that? The committee voted to approve the bill. Not kidding, they voted for the bill. Not kidding. And scene.